Hello everyone. In this video we will be discussing regarding the process of neurulation. So neurulation is a process, a folding process in which is commonly seen in case of the vertebrate embryos, which mainly includes the transformation of the neural plate into neural tube. So that is the process called as neurulation. And neurulation generally occurs in the fourth week of the gestation period. So in the neurulation, the structure which is being formed after the neurulation, so that is called as neurula. So in the earlier videos we have discussed regarding the structures like at 16 celled stage, the embryo is said to be morula. Thereafter it is said to be the blastula. Next comes is the gastrula, and after neurulation the structure which will be formed, that is called as neurula. So in the process of neurulation, so this structure what you can find is the notochord. So this notochord is being formed from the primitive streak, and this notochord, okay, so this notochord induces the formation of the central nervous system by sending the signals to that of the ectoderm, and this ectoderm results in the formation of the neural tube. So this entire process of formation of that neural plate, okay, into a neural tube, so that is called as neurulation. Now, in case of neurulation, there are two types of neurulation. The first one is called as primary neurulation, which is seen during the third and fourth week of the gestation period, and secondary neurulation, which occurs during the fourth and fifth week of the gestation period. Primary neurulation is being involved, okay, so where the formation, for example, if this is a neural plate, so this neural plate closes itself, okay, and it forms a small water droplet like structure. So this formation of the neural tube, so that occurs in case of the primary neurulation step, whereas the formation of the neural crest cells when they are being formed, so that particular step which is being involved, so that is said to be the secondary neurulation, which occurs during fourth and fifth week of the gestation period. So we shall discuss regarding how the process of neurulation occurs. See, this is the structure of the embryo, and here we have taken a cross section of the embryo, where you can find there are presence of mainly three germ layers, namely endoderm, ectoderm and mesoderm. So here the mesoderm which is being formed, so this is being derived from the ectoderm. So if we magnify this particular portion of the embryo, only this particular portion, if we magnify, so what happens is during the third week and the fourth week, that is in the primary neurulation, what happens is, so this particular part, okay, of this particular portion of the ectoderm, so this starts elevating, okay, so this starts elevating. So these elevations which are being formed of the ectoderm, so they are said to be the neural fold. So here you can see this is one neural fold and this is another neural fold. So these two neural folds, okay, forms, they start what we can say as invaginating. So once they start invaginating, okay, there is a formation of a groove-like structure, so that is called as neural groove. And later, so the cells which are present, so they start invaginating down, and thereby there is a formation of a small water droplet like structure, where it is broader towards that of the cranial end and narrowing towards that of the caudal end. So when this formation of the water droplet like structure takes place, later what happens is, so these neural folds which are very close to each other, so thereafter they will fuse together. So once there is a fusion of these neural folds, so there is a formation of the structure that is called as neural tube. So this neural tube is very important because this neural tube gives rise to the formation of the central nervous system, where it consists of the brain as well as the spinal cord. So this is the first step, that is called as primary neurulation. In the second step, what happens is, see here, when the neural folds are very close to each other, so this particular opening which is present, so this opening is called as neuropore. Okay. Initially the neuropore is larger in size, and thereafter when the neural folds comes very close to each other, the size of this neuropore starts shortening, and thereafter it gets completely fused. So this neuropore gets closed, and thereby there is a formation of the neural tube. So this process of formation of the neural tube is a discontinuous process. Okay, this is said to be a discontinuous process. Later what happens, once after the neural tube is being formed, the remaining cells which are present in this neural epithelium, so those neural epithelial cells will get separated from the epithelium, and they form the next type of cells which are called as the neural crest cells. Now these neural crest starts getting or migrates away from that of the neural tube, and thereafter these neural crest cells results in the formation of the neurons or glial cells, or it generally forms the peripheral nervous system, which mainly includes the spinal as well as the cranial nerves, which means the primary neurulation is involved in the formation of central nervous system, which consists of brain and spinal cord, and the neural crest which is present, so that helps in the formation of the peripheral nervous system, which mainly consists of cranial nerves as well as the spinal nerves. So this is about the primary and secondary neurulation. So during the process of the secondary neurulation, what you can find is, here there is a formation. Once the neural tube is being formed, then this portion, the edges, the lateral side of the ectoderm now starts migrating towards the down. Okay, and thereafter as it migrates down, so the mesodermal layer as well as the ectodermal layer gets entirely covered within that of the ectoderm. So thereafter the mesoderm which is being present, so this mesoderm now starts forming another structure which are said to be the somites. And somites are those structures which are being derived from the mesoderm. So these are responsible, or these are said to be the precursors of the axial skeleton. Okay, axial skeleton, you know, it is the cranium or the skull, along with that of the rib cage and vertebral column. So that axial skeleton is being formed from the somites, and this somite is also responsible for the formation of the skeletal muscles. Okay, so this mesoderm remains in the center. Okay, and this mesoderm, apart from forming the somites, it also gives rise to various of the structures like blood, bones, muscle, heart, and various of the organs. Whereas this ectoderm mainly forms the central nervous system along with the epidermis of the skin. Whereas this endoderm which is present, that goes on decreasing in the size and it becomes very small, and that starts forming the lining of the gastrointestinal tract, or it may be the respiratory tract, or it may be the lining of the gonads. So that is being formed from the endoderm. So this is the process of the neurulation when we see the structure which is a cross section. Now if we see the process of neurulation from the surface view, from the above view, if we see, so this is the structure what we can see from the upper view. This is cross section. So in the upper view there are two ends, one is called as the cranial end and the other one is called as the caudal end. So regarding cranial and caudal end, we have already discussed in that of the gastrulation video. So this cranial end gives rise to the head and caudal end gives rise to the tail, which means this particular portion, upper half, will result in the formation of the brain, and the tail portion results in the formation of the spinal cord. So what happens here is, you can see here the neural folds are being formed, and later these neural folds starts undergoing innervation, and this innervation will result in the formation of the neural groove. Okay, so this, once the neural groove is being formed, thereafter there is elongation towards that of the cranial end as well as towards that of the caudal end. So this groove formation which occurs, okay, so that results in the formation of the neural tube, and as the extension of this particular part takes place towards the cranial and the caudal end, okay, so there is a result of the formation of the structures which are called as the brain as well as the spinal cord. So in this particular structure during the 4th week, what we can see is, see, this is the portion that is the brain, where this brain is being divided into 3 portions. First one is the forebrain or prosencephalon, next one is the midbrain or mesencephalon, hindbrain or the rhombencephalon, and the extension which is present, so that is the spinal cord, which results in the formation of the spine. Notochord which is being present, okay, just below to that of the neural tube. So this notochord, okay, persists in case of individual as in the degenerated form. So how this notochord is being present? So this notochord exists in case of the human body, that is in the form of the nucleus pulposus, or you can call it as nuclei pulposa, that is nothing but the nucleus of the spine. So this nucleus pulposus remains in between the vertebral disc of the human, it is being located in between intervertebral disc. So that notochord results in the formation of nuclei pulposus, and that results in the formation of the cartilage which is being present in between the vertebrae of the vertebral column. So this is all about the neurulation. Thank you.